Episode 3, The Accusations Begin. As tensions continued to mount in Salem village, the accusations of witchcraft reached a fever pitch. Episode 3 of our series delves into the pivotal moments that ignited the Salem witch trials. The spark that ignited the fire came in February 1692 when three young girls, Elizabeth Parris, Abigail Williams, and Ann Putnam Jr., began exhibiting strange and alarming behavior. They convulsed, screamed, and claimed to be tormented by invisible forces. Concerned, the local doctor diagnosed them with bewitchment, setting off a chain reaction of fear and hysteria. Fearing the influence of dark forces in their midst, the afflicted girls began naming names. They accused Tituba, a Caribbean slave owned by Reverend Samuel Parris, of practicing witchcraft and bewitching them. Tituba's confession, obtained under duress and likely coerced, implicated other villagers, igniting a witch hunt that would spiral out of control. As accusations spread like wildfire, neighbors turned against neighbors, and long-standing grudges and rivalries came to the surface. The accused were often marginalized members of society, women, the poor, and those who deviated from the norm, who became easy targets for suspicion and persecution. The accusations led to the establishment of a special court to try the accused witches. The court proceedings were riddled with hysteria, hearsay, and superstition, with spectral evidence, testimony about dreams and visions, considered admissible. Those who professed their innocence were met with skepticism, while those who confessed were spared harsher punishments. Over the course of several months, dozens of men and women were arrested and tried for witchcraft. The trials were marked by sensationalism and spectacle, with public hangings drawing crowds of spectators eager to witness the spectacle of justice being served. Among the accused were prominent members of the community, including Rebecca Nurse and Giles Corey, whose steadfast protestations of innocence failed to sway the court. In July 1692, Rebecca Nurse was hanged, despite protests from her family and supporters. Giles Corey, refusing to enter a plea, was pressed to death with heavy stones, becoming the only person in American history to suffer this fate. As the death toll mounted and the madness of the trials became apparent, public opinion began to turn. In October 1692, Governor William Phipps dissolved the special court, bringing an end to the witch trials. By then, 20 people had been executed, and countless lives had been irreparably shattered. As the dust settles on the Salem witch trials, the town is left grappling with the aftermath of the hysteria and devastation that swept through its streets. Families mourn the loss of loved ones, both those wrongfully accused and those who perished in prison or at the gallows. The once thriving community is now fractured, with trust shattered and suspicions lingering in the air like a foul miasma. Despite the eventual realization that the accusations were based on hysteria and superstition rather than evidence, the scars of the Salem witch trials run deep. The legal and judicial systems are called into question, as innocent lives were lost and justice was perverted in the name of fear and ignorance. Many in the community struggle to come to terms with their own complicity in the events, whether through active participation in the trials or silent acquiescence to the madness. Yet, amidst the darkness, there are glimmers of hope and redemption. Efforts are made to seek justice for the victims and to prevent such travesties from occurring in the future. Some of the afflicted girls recant their accusations, acknowledging the falsehoods and delusions that led to the hysteria. Others publicly apologize for their role in perpetuating the witch hunt, seeking forgiveness and reconciliation with their neighbors.